Welcome to Healthy Living, the podcast that explores nature's gifts for optimal well-being. I'm your host, Lindiwe, and today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of adaptogens, those remarkable herbs and mushrooms that help our bodies adapt to stress. This episode is brought to you by our incredible producer, Larry Allen. We're living in what many researchers call the age of stress. From digital overload to environmental toxins, from work pressures to social media comparison, our bodies are constantly responding to stressors. But what if I told you that throughout history, traditional medicine systems discovered plants and fungi with special properties that help regulate our stress response? These natural substances are what we now call adaptogens. So what exactly qualifies as an adaptogen? In the 1940s, Dr. Nikolai Lazarev, a Soviet scientist, first coined the term while researching substances that could enhance resistance to stress. His colleague, Dr. Israel Brekhman, later established these three scientific criteria. Adaptogens must be nonspecific, meaning they help the body resist a wide range of stressors. They must have a normalizing effect, helping to bring the body back to balance regardless of the direction of change, and they must be non-toxic when used appropriately. Today, we'll explore some of the most scientifically validated adaptogens, their unique benefits, and how you might incorporate them into your wellness routine. Let's start with perhaps the most well-known adaptogen in Western culture right now, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, or Withania somnifera, has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for over 3,000 years. Its Sanskrit name translates to smell of the horse, referring both to its unique aroma and the traditional belief that consuming it gives you the strength and vitality of a horse. Modern research has validated many traditional uses of ashwagandha. A landmark 2019 double-blind, randomized, placebo-controlled trial published in Medicine showed that taking ashwagandha root extract significantly reduced cortisol levels and self-reported stress and anxiety in adults with high chronic stress. The study found approximately a 30% reduction in cortisol levels compared to the placebo group. Another fascinating aspect of ashwagandha is its effect on sleep quality. A 2020 study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that ashwagandha root extract improved sleep quality and sleep onset latency in patients with insomnia and anxiety. The primary active compounds, called withanolides, appear to modulate GABA receptors in the brain, which helps explain its calming effects. What's particularly interesting about ashwagandha is its dual nature. It can be both calming and energizing. It helps reduce stress and promote sleep, yet it doesn't cause daytime drowsiness and can actually improve cognitive function. A 2021 systematic review in the Journal of Herbal Medicine found ashwagandha supplementation improved reaction time and task performance in cognitive tests. Moving from India to Siberia, let's explore Rhodiola rosea, sometimes called golden root or Arctic root. This adaptogen thrives in cold, mountainous regions across Europe, Asia, and North America, and has been used in traditional medicine systems in Russia and Scandinavia for centuries. What makes rhodiola particularly interesting is its effect on physical performance and mental fatigue. A 2018 systematic review and meta-analysis published in Frontiers in Pharmacology examined 11 randomized controlled trials and found that rhodiola supplementation significantly reduced physical and mental fatigue compared to placebo. The researchers noted it was particularly effective for improving endurance exercise performance. The active compounds in rhodiola, primarily rosavin and salidroside, appear to influence neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. A 2021 study in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that these compounds help protect neurons from oxidative stress and may support brain health during aging. One particularly interesting study from 2017 in Complementary Therapies in Medicine found that rhodiola extract reduced burnout symptoms in physicians working night shifts, a profession known for high stress levels. After just 2 weeks of supplementation, participants reported significant improvements in fatigue, mental performance, and overall well-being. Now let's turn our attention to the fascinating world of adaptogenic mushrooms, starting with reishi Ganoderma lucidum, which has been revered in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years as the mushroom of immortality. Reishi contains complex polysaccharides and triterpenes that modulate our immune system in a bidirectional way, potentially boosting immune function when it's underactive and calming it when it's overactive. This makes it particularly valuable for stress management, as chronic stress often dysregulates immune function. A 2022 review in the International Journal of Medicinal Mushrooms found that reishi extracts exhibited significant anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. The researchers noted that reishi appears to inhibit pro-inflammatory cytokines while supporting the body's natural antioxidant defenses. Perhaps most relevant to our discussion of stress adaptation is reishi's effect on sleep quality. A 2021 double-blind placebo-controlled trial published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that 8 weeks of reishi supplementation improved sleep quality and reduced fatigue in adults with sleep disturbances. The mushroom appears to have mild sedative effects while also helping to regulate the HPA axis, our body's central stress response system. Another remarkable adaptogenic mushroom is lion's mane, Hericium erinaceus, which stands out for its unique appearance and impressive neurological benefits. Unlike most adaptogens that primarily work through the HPA axis, lion's mane appears to directly support nerve health and cognitive function. Research published in 2020 in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences found that lion's mane contains compounds called hericenones and erinacines that can stimulate nerve growth factor, NGF, production. NGF is crucial for the growth, maintenance, and survival of neurons, which helps explain the mushroom's reputation for supporting brain health. A particularly exciting area of research involves lion's mane and mood regulation. A 2019 study in biomedical research found that lion's mane extract reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety in mice by modulating the gut microbiome. This aligns with the growing understanding of the gut-brain axis and how our microbiome influences our stress response. For those dealing with cognitive effects of chronic stress, a 2018 double-blind placebo-controlled trial published in Phytotherapy Research found that 12 weeks of lion's mane supplementation improved cognitive function in older adults with mild cognitive impairment. The researchers suggested the mushroom's ability to stimulate NGF production and its anti-inflammatory effects may be responsible for these benefits. Let's now explore cordyceps, Cordyceps militaris and Cordyceps sinensis, adaptogenic fungi with a rather unusual origin story. These mushrooms naturally grow on the larvae of insects, but thankfully, most supplements today use cordyceps grown on rice or in liquid fermentation. Cordyceps has a long history in traditional Chinese medicine where it was used to support energy, endurance, and respiratory health. Modern research has validated many of these traditional uses. A 2020 study in the Journal of Dietary Supplements found that cordyceps supplementation increased maximum oxygen consumption, VO2 max, and time to exhaustion in healthy adults performing high-intensity exercise. The researchers attributed these effects to cordyceps' ability to improve oxygen utilization and cellular energy production. At the molecular level, cordyceps contains unique compounds like cordycepin and adenosine that appear to modulate inflammation and oxidative stress. A 2022 review in Nutrients found that these compounds may help protect against oxidative damage during intense exercise and stress exposure. What makes cordyceps particularly interesting for stress adaptation is its effect on the adrenal glands. A 2020 animal study in BMC Complementary Medicine and Therapies found that cordyceps extract helped prevent adrenal fatigue in chronically stressed subjects, suggesting it may help maintain adrenal reserve during prolonged stress. Finally, let's discuss holy basil or tulsi, Oxymum sanctum, which is revered in Ayurvedic medicine as an elixir of life and is considered sacred in India. This aromatic herb is related to the culinary basil you might have in your kitchen, but has distinct adaptogenic properties. Holy basil contains eugenol, rosmarinic acid, and other compounds with potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. A comprehensive 2017 review in the Journal of Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine found that holy basil demonstrated significant anti-stress effects in both animal and human studies. A particularly interesting 2015 randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial in the Indian Journal of Pharmacology found that 6 weeks of holy basil supplementation significantly reduced stress symptoms, improved sleep quality, and enhanced cognitive function in adults with generalized anxiety disorder. The researchers noted improvements in cortisol levels and antioxidant status in the holy basil group. Beyond its stress protective effects, holy basil appears to have metabolic benefits as well. A 2021 study in phytotherapy research found that holy basil supplementation improved glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity in adults with type 2 diabetes. This highlights how adaptogens often have multiple beneficial effects beyond just stress reduction. Now that we've explored these fascinating adaptogens individually, let's discuss how they work at a biological level. Dr. Yoonhang Kim, integrative medicine physician at the University of Kansas Medical Center, explains that adaptogens primarily work by modulating our HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which controls our stress response. Adaptogens help normalize cortisol levels, Dr. Kim explains. When we're under chronic stress, our cortisol patterns become dysregulated, either too high, too low, or released at inappropriate times. Adaptogens help bring these patterns back into balance, which supports overall resilience. Dr. Kim points to a 2022 comprehensive review in Pharmaceuticals that examined the molecular mechanisms of adaptogens. The researchers found that most adaptogens affect heat shock proteins and other stress response elements at the cellular level, essentially helping our cells prepare for stress exposure. This explains why adaptogens aren't just reactive, but proactive. They help increase our stress resilience before we're even exposed to stressors. This distinction is important because it highlights how adaptogens differ from conventional medications that often target specific symptoms after they've appeared. So how might you incorporate adaptogens into your wellness routine? First, it's important to note that adaptogens work best when used consistently over time. Many researchers suggest it takes 2 to 3 weeks of regular use to begin noticing benefits, with optimal effects often appearing after 6 to 8 weeks. Registered herbalist Maria Thompson recommends starting with a single adaptogen rather than a complex formula. This allows you to observe how your body responds to each herb individually, she explains. Adaptogens work differently for different people, so finding your personal match is important. Thompson suggests starting with a moderate dose and gradually increasing as needed. With adaptogens, more isn't necessarily better, she cautions. These herbs and mushrooms work by supporting your body's natural regulatory systems, not by forcing specific biochemical changes. It's also important to source quality products from reputable companies that test for purity and potency. A 2019 market analysis in the Journal of Herbal Medicine found significant quality variation in adaptogen supplements, with some products containing little to none of the active compounds listed on their labels. While adaptogens have impressive safety profiles, they aren't appropriate for everyone. Dr. Kim advises consulting with healthcare providers before starting adaptogens, especially for people taking medications or with underlying health conditions. Adaptogens can interact with certain medications, particularly immunosuppressants, blood thinners, and blood pressure medications, Dr. Kim explains. They're also not typically recommended during pregnancy or breastfeeding due to limited safety data. There's also the matter of individual response. Some people may experience stimulating effects from certain adaptogens like rhodiola, which could worsen anxiety or insomnia if taken later in the day. Others might find certain adaptogens have minimal effects on their specific stress symptoms. This highlights the importance of personalization in adaptogen use. Traditional medicine systems like Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine have always emphasized matching remedies to individual constitution and specific imbalances, explains Dr. Kim. This wisdom applies to adaptogens as well. Looking ahead, adaptogen research continues to expand in exciting directions. A 2023 review in Frontiers in Nutrition highlighted emerging research on adaptogens for cognitive health, suggesting these substances may help protect against age-related cognitive decline and neurodegenerative conditions. Another promising area involves the microbiome gut-brain axis. A 2022 study in the Journal of Functional Foods found that certain adaptogens positively influenced gut microbiota composition, potentially supporting mood regulation through the gut-brain connection. Researchers are also investigating synergies between adaptogens and conventional treatments. A 2021 pilot study in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that ashwagandha supplementation enhanced the effects of cognitive behavioral therapy in patients with generalized anxiety disorder. As our understanding of stress physiology and plant pharmacology continues to evolve, adaptogens likely represent just the beginning of a broader recognition of how natural substances can support our body's innate regulatory systems. As we conclude today's exploration of adaptogens, I'm reminded that these remarkable plants and fungi represent a bridge between traditional wisdom and modern science. They embody a holistic approach to health that recognizes the body's inherent capacity for balance and resilience. In our fast-paced world where stress has become nearly ubiquitous, adaptogens offer a complementary approach to conventional stress management techniques. They don't replace the importance of adequate sleep, regular exercise, mindfulness practices, and social connection, but they can amplify the benefits of these foundational health practices. Whether you're dealing with work stress, caregiver fatigue, recovery from illness, or simply the background stress of modern living, adaptogens might offer valuable support for your body's natural adaptive capacities. As with any wellness approach, the key is finding what works best for your unique body and circumstances. I hope today's episode has sparked your curiosity about these fascinating natural substances and their potential role in supporting resilience and well-being. Until next time, this is Lindiwe for Healthy Living, produced by Larry Allen, reminding you that nature often provides just what we need to thrive. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share with friends who might benefit. You can find show notes with references for all the research mentioned today at healthylivingpodcast.com. And if you have questions or topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes, leave us a comment or send an email to feedback, a happy gut healthy brain, blogspot.com, https://happyguthealthybrain.blogspot.com.